still the one. Roll this blunt in 2 seconds with no rush. I count this paper, use my thumb before you blink, won't get a cut. I'm still the one, not the two. I thought you knew just where I'm from. Out the south side of the slums, they won't give a nigga crumbs. Still the one, I'm still the one. I'm still the one.
Yo, what's up, family? What's good? What's good? We back. It's your host that rolled the most, Steve-O Stoner, aka FBA Stoner Trap. We getting right into it with this subject of Kamala Harris and how she, let's just say what remarks she left at Reverend Jesse Jackson's funeral. Let's dive right into it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Jackie, and to the entire Jackson family, on behalf of Doug and my family, we pray with you as we did a couple weeks ago in your home, and we thank you. I thank you. So let me just say, I predicted a lot about what's happening right now. I'm not into saying I told you so, but we did see it coming.
What is that supposed to mean? What was that supposed to mean? Why would you center yourself at Jesse Jackson's funeral with I told you so? What that got to do with the life of this brother? Let's continue.
What I did not predict is that we would not have Jesse Jackson with us right now to help us get through this. And this afternoon has been such a beautiful remembrance of his spirit, his life, and his faith. And in a way that Reverend Al talked about it and so many others have, I do think of this afternoon as what it is doing for me to renew my faith in what is possible, fueled by the hope that Jesse Jackson so often reminded us of. I'm reminded of a passage in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 7. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. And so from a young age, we know that Reverend Jackson saw that the doors had been closed to the millions of people across our nation and throughout the world who were otherwise so deserving. And they were doors, of course, to opportunity, to equity, to justice, to freedom. And so he dedicated his life, as we all know, to breaking down those barriers. So when we are speaking of these doors, I will share with you that as a child, I was raised that when you see a closed door, you must knock and wait to be invited in. What life has taught me is that if that invitation is not offered, and if that door remains shut, even after repeated attempts to knock on said door, sometimes you have no choice but just to kick that door open. Reverend Jackson was impatient. He did not waste time waiting. Even when the doors in front of him were barred and bolted, even if those on the other side hesitated or even ignored him, he always devised a way through. Jesse Jackson was a strategist. He was one of the most effective community and political organizers of our time. And he was the founder, I think most would agree, the founder of the modern progressive coalition. Think about the work that he did. In addition to the strength of his spirit and his determination, the leadership of Jesse Jackson was defined by his vision, dare I say his ambition, to tap into what otherwise had been untapped in terms of the potential of a coalition of seemingly different people who could be brought together around shared values and ideals and experience. That's what Jesse Jackson did. He modeled that for so many of us. Over the past half century, that coalition strategy, his methodology, has been the heartbeat for so many movements about progress in our country. Those movements born out of struggle, but resulting in progress. Think about, and it was mentioned, the women leaders that he elevated, like the self-described colored girls, who have been a driving force behind so many campaigns that have been about freedom and justice. Throughout his life, Reverend Jackson reminded us that the many fights for freedom are interconnected. He saw not only the interconnection, but the interdependence of the various struggles for justice and dignity on behalf of Black Americans, Native and Asian Americans, Latino, LGBTQ Americans, and Americans with disabilities. That was Jesse's rainbow, and he continued to grow it. He gave us the language, the rainbow, to understand, as has been said, the beauty that comes after the storm, when we see what is possible and what can be unburdened by what has been. As he once said, when a barrier falls for one of the locked out, it opens the doors for all. And that is what he told me, and what he taught me, and how he inspired me. I was a student at Howard University, you know, when Jesse Jackson was one of the leaders of the anti-apartheid movement, and me and my classmates would go out on the mall every weekend and protest, looking at Jesse Jackson as a model of what that movement should and could have been. I was a law student then in 1988 when Jesse Jackson decided to run again. I was the first Black woman elected district attorney of San Francisco. I was the first Black woman elected district attorney in the state of California in 2004.
Yeah, we know, because you locked a lot of niggas up. Trust me, we know.
When I created one of the first in the nation initiatives as a prosecutor that was about getting jobs and counseling to those who had been in the criminal justice system. And at the time, the powers that be told me I was not supposed to be doing that. They said, why are you letting people out of jail when you're supposed to put them back in? Jesse Jackson spent a lot of time in the Bay Area, many of you may know. I saw Butch Wing here. And Butch, together with Jesse Jackson, would visit with me during those earliest days of my elected career to give me the support and the confidence and the initiative to think about how, in a position such as being DA, I could continue the idea about what it means to build coalition around a group of people whose dignity must be seen and the resources that must be put into them. Jesse Jackson, from my first elected position to when I ran with Joe Biden for Vice President of the United States, and when I became the Democratic nominee for President of the United States, always told me and convinced me that everything that we were doing is possible. And so I just want to share what I brought today. I brought with me two momentums from Jesse Jackson's campaign that I have saved since I was a student. So one is this button that reads Jesse Jackson 88. The other, some of you who were around at the time may remember, is this button. I will read it to you, and pastors, please forgive me. It reads as follows, all caps. Damn straight exclamation point. It's time for a black presidential candidate. That was a Jesse Jackson pin from those days. And just a beautiful example of his determination, his sense of humor, but his ability to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And I thank you, Jesse Jackson.
R.I.P. to brother Jesse, for sure, for sure. No cap.
Let me get some of the family in here. Let's get Ty. Ty, hop on in. What's up, Ty? All right. We can't have all that clicking and stuff. All right, Ty.
Okay, so my name is Gio Olivia. I've
Okay.
been watching you, Tyreek, since YouTube.
Okay.
I can't believe that you fucking, excuse my language, like you took the mic. I just ask you a question. I think that when I got in tune with you, like when I learned about you, it was during the pandemic. And I
Okay.
feel as though, like, I don't want you to take my mic. I just want you to I just
Hold on
want
a
to
second.
talk to you regular. Is that okay?
Okay. That's fine. Now, I hear an accent. Where's your family from?
I'm New York. Like, I'm from New York. I'm African American. And I have, like, I've learned that I have, like, the Indian, like, descendants. But
Indian
you don't,
descendants?
What the
for
fuck is she talking
me, even if I do like the research on knowing that I got the Indian descendants, I'm from New York, right? Like I'm Black American, I'm blackly black. Like that's just what it is.
Man,
What
you
I
sound Caribbean, man. You sound
about? Yeah.
Caribbean.
No, I'm not. I am
Nobody.
African American.
Where's your family from?
They African American. They from the South. They
There's no Africa in America. So where in the South are they from, ma'am?
North Carolina and like I mean
She
okay,
sound like
so
she
if you
lying.
okay, so let's talk real. I did the story when it comes down to the ancestry, right?
Genealogy.
Yeah. So it's a website that you can go on to figure out like your genealogy, your ancestry type stuff. Um, so you do that, and then when you do it, they'll tell you like everything about you. So what I realized is that like my family is African American.
Why would you have to do that to find out if your family's from the South?
That's why I could not believe that you got on TikTok.
What
This
that
is why I
got? This
can't.
girl is slow. What the hell that got to do with your family's genealogy, and why you had to go get your genealogy to figure out that your family was from the South? See, Tariq, excuse me, my bad. See, Tariq is smart. He knows that what most of us know on a regular basis, what most of us foundational Black Americans know. All you gotta do is talk to your family. Most of us have a culture of family reunions, which is all of the family reuniting from all across the country. You know, your cousins drive from the West Coast, from down south, Chicago, New York, Baltimore. They all come meet up one spot, have a big old barbecue, and acknowledge their family. And Shorty is acting slow, like she don't understand. Anyway, she's lying. That's why she acting slow.
Believe you got on TikTok because every time I hear what you saying is about like on YouTube and you just talk about it like a project like not a projection but like a film. You talk you like you do films. right? So I feel like when I realized that you did TikTok, I'm like, whoa, he's making himself accessible to have a
Right,
conversation.
man. What have you been drinking?
Right.
I haven't drank anything. I just think that I don't drink. Well, I drink a little bit, but I feel like I'm not drinking right now. I think that what it is that I can't believe that the fact that every time I see you is on like a YouTube or like a video or a production. So I feel like when I see you on
What?
TikTok, I'm like, oh,
Okay,
like
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
she's gonna have to go take a nap. She's just saying the same thing over and over. I don't know what she.
Supposed to say she gotta
Shit,
go
I'm
take a
trying
nap.
to hear something, and she just keeps saying the same thing. It's drunk babble. What's up, Qua?
It's Quay Flex, man. It's Quay.
Quay. What's up, Quay?
Wait, what's good with you,
How you
man?
doing, Quay?
I'm good, man. I've been following you for a long time, but
Respect.
already. But I wanted to say, you know, what I'm saying I'm from Texas. I'm a foundational Black American all the way. My
Yes,
family,
sir.
my family got headstones going back way before Texas was even considered a state. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And but I just
Yeah.
want to say, you know, man, I ain't gonna say the name because I got family members that are in politics, and I live in Fort Worth, which is right next to Dallas, and I got
Yeah.
family members in politics in Dallas, and like they talk about like the family members that I got, they talk about how Jasmine Crockett, she not the easiest to deal with behind the scenes.
Mm.
You know
Oh,
what I'm
damn.
saying? And how, you know, like little stuff like the way she act in public when the cameras is on, when she get behind the scenes, she be on some kiki and ha ha on some these black folks, they gonna fall for that. No, they gonna like when I do this. They gonna like, now they're
Oh,
not
wow.
saying, she not saying black folks, she's saying the N-word, but I ain't gonna say that on your platform. But you know what I'm saying? She's on some behind the scenes talking on some, oh yeah, when I get out here and do this, oh they gonna react like this. Or when I get out here and do that, they gonna react like this. Like that's how she's interpreting. So every action that she's been acting, like when she putting on them accents and acting real ghetto and loud, it's all performative because she
Right.
understands that a lot of black people in Texas, in the Dallas Fort Worth area where she's at, she understands that a lot of black people was not real in tune with politics and just understanding policies and how bills get passed and things like that. So she just pander on the emotions of the black people that's here. So she gonna get loud and act ignorant and talk loud and stuff like that because she knows that's what'll get people to get that's how she gets the attention of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I say, just based on the family members that I got that's involved in politics, like they say, like she not that easy to work with.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
But let me not even. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. I got the point with that, brother. Let's get Mint.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Hi, I'm good, Mint. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just want to say I support everything you do.
Real quick, I kinda can see that whole thing with Jasmine Crockett as far as like how her attitude is. I wanna go to a video real quick because I was looking at something earlier that kinda put me in that mind frame of what my boy just said.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification. Look at
It was this
You
guy.
just voted to do
Y'all did
it.
it first, so you
You
don't
just
want to talk
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down.
No, because this
I
is
would
what
like to
y'all
get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying
Hey,
to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Miss
games,
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
and
yelling.
You don't want
Calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if
Look,
I
Chairman,
come
can we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
chair.
I know-
Like, there's nothing wrong with the stuff that she be saying. You know what I'm saying? Because you do gotta lay respect, especially look at the room full of people that she in. She full of, it's all YT devils in that motherfucker. So the thing is, she has to assert her dominance in a certain way where they don't play with her, right? But at the same time, it's about how you do things, not about what you doing, right? So she don't have to get, into this cosplay of I'm the ghetto black girl from around the way, y'all not. Nah, you don't really have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You could assert your dominance without having to go that route.
Okay.
You're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes
Not cute.
Miss Green for for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 4 minutes. Let Ms. Green talk, and then you all can, I'll recognize.
But I moved to strike her words for a second time based on her second set of personal remarks attacking another member.
Who? Chairman Comer.
Because you all cannot
I have an
seem
amendment at
to
the desk,
apply
and this
the rules
sideshow
of the
needs to
committee.
stop.
We have to do this every
Bro, right
time.
there, his whole schmitty missing. Mr. Raskin. Hey, Mr. Raskin, cut that shit off, dog. The back of his schmitty right here, it looked like he wearing that, what they call it? I ain't even gonna go in.
I have an amendment at the
To
desk,
apply
and this
the rules
sideshow
of the
needs to
committee,
stop.
we have to do this every time.
Hey, I'm recognized. I'm recognized. I'm going to go ahead and start talking.
Look, I know. Look, I don't know if you noticed it. I have 2 hearing aids. I'm very deaf. I'm not understanding. Everybody's yelling. I'm doing the best I can. Can we not recognize Ms. Green and let her
We
get?
cannot because of the rules of the committee, Mr. Chair. That is what I'm trying to communicate in the present moment.
We have a okay, what's the motion? What's
The motion.
Yeah, it's like, I could see where they would say she's hard to work with. You dig? And she has this tendency to, like, pop off. Well, they ain't even. There you go, another one.
Y'all need to find some people that actually care about their constituents. And honestly, whenever y'all are ready to work, we on this side of the aisle have always been ready to do what is right by the American people. Instead, what you can continue to do is go after the most vulnerable in our country. The fact that you just sat up there and somehow figured out how to tie trans folk to your argument makes no sense to me. But let me tell you something. Trans people ain't going nowhere. Just like when the racists wanted to make sure that black people somehow were going to be dismissed in this country. We ain't left either.
I'm not going to add my comment on that. I just don't like when people conflate those 2 issues. You know what I'm saying? Something that you, in my eyes, that you choose, and something that you don't choose. You dig what I'm saying? Because I'm not of the ideology that people are born that way. That honestly, that's just something that you choose in life, and that's no disrespect at all in no type of form. But the color of your skin is something that you cannot change. You dig? Like, those people can tomorrow decide that they're going to live a heterosexual lifestyle. Tomorrow, as a black man, I cannot wake up and say I identify as white. It's not gonna fly. I can't change my skin to be white unless I want to look like Michael Jackson or Sammy Sosa. Like, that's just not what's gonna happen. So yeah, but back to her, I do see how people can kind of have this distaste for Jasmine Crockett. I don't think a lot of shit she says is wrong.
Well, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress. It's just not what my plan was. But what I've always decided is that I would step up when there was a need.
Listen, he up there, he's spewing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't, you know.
But when she called me and said, I think it's time for me to retire, and you're the one that I believe should take my seat, I really was kind of caught off guard. I didn't anticipate that. If anyone knows anything about the Congresswoman, they know.
We showed up, and if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do, for sure. We got some cool shirts.
You know, the congressional seat is over 4 times as large as my House seat. And I was just starting to get into the rhythm of doing constituent services and things like that.
We got Madam Williams, who just happens to have the honorary seat. It's not even honorary because she's holding it down, y'all. But
just giving like a bit of context to Miss.
That's it? Oh, you got closer. Oh, we're done. We're done. Oh. We're done. No, we're done. Yes, we are. We done. That's what it says.
we were supposed to have Ron close,
Oh.
do the closing.
Well,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I apologize.
Sorry. On their names. I appreciate y'all.
Say Jasmine Crockett tried to close the press conference without letting anyone speak, and she had to be redirected by the frustrated host. So you can see where people are kind of like tired of her.
Almost. I am. All right. So Liam was at this Dilley facility. And it just so happened that we had put in our 7 days notice and y'all had grabbed him 6 days prior to our visit. So we were able to go and visit Liam. Are you aware of the court order that came down that released Liam from custody? I am. And are you aware that the judge said the case has its genesis in an ill-conceived and incompetently implemented government pursuit of daily deportation quotas, apparently even if it requires traumatizing children. This court and others regularly send undocumented people to prison and orders them deported, but do so by proper legal procedures. Are you aware of that?
Yes, and I would disagree with the judge on several
I'm sure you
points
would,
in
but can
there.
you tell me whether or not
That
you have a
father-
law degree?
Father chose to.
Can you
to
tell
have
me whether or
Liam
not you
be
have a
with
law
him.
degree?
If I have what?
A law degree.
No, I do not have a law
Okay,
degree.
and you do understand, because I can go through a bunch of court cases and orders that I disagree with from the Supreme Court, that ultimately, that is the order of the court. That is what you follow, and if you have an issue, you appeal it up, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. The court went on to say, apparent also is the government's ignorance of an American historical document called the Declaration of Independence. 33-year-old Thomas Jefferson enumerated grievances against a would-be authoritarian king over his nascent nation. Among others were, he has sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people. He has excited domestic insurrection among us, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us. He has kept us among, in times of peace, standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. Are you aware that he wrote that? Do you know that he was writing about ICE that falls under you?
The judge?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. With that, I will yield.
Yeah, she no nonsense. She ain't for the fluff. I could kind of see that, but I could see where people have their
Just became a fan maybe a year ago, and
Yes, sir.
just keep up the good work.
Man, I appreciate that, brother. Respect. Respect. Let's get Prince, brother Prince. Prince Dykes. Yo, Prince.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, Prince?
Hey, man, I just wanted to say, just checking up on you. I'm the guy that ran into you down in Atlanta at the chicken and waffle spot down there. You was down there with your family and everything. So I was just checking in with you tonight. So.
Oh, yeah. What's up, brother? Yeah. Respect you. Aren't you from, where are you from, brother? You were visiting Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I'm originally from Georgia. I was down there for Thanksgiving, but I'm in Denver, Colorado.
Right, man. Respect to you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
No doubt.
All right.
Yeah, that brother paid for my family's dinner. That was cool in the game. Renee, what's up, Renee? Excuse me. Renee? Excuse me. Yo, Renee? Okay, Renee ain't saying nothing. All right, hold on. Now, let me get some more folks in here. Let me get some people in here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get $1 Trillion.
Tariq Nasheed, what's up, man?
What's up, Trillion? How you doing, Trillion? $1 Trillion Benny, what's up with you, bro?
Ain't much, man. What you got going on, big dog?
We just chopping it up, man. What's on your mind?
Yeah. So like, boom, right? So why do a lot of black, why is a lot of our people saying, oh yeah, yo, bro, we all Native American, we the real Indians, when they don't understand that like our people went through an ethnogenesis. So we got European and Native American in us. Like they don't never speak of that. Right? So like, why do a lot of our people do that?
Yeah, I do not know this whole thing where people just want to identify as Native American now, even though, yeah, we have Aboriginal and Indigenous ancestry. We have some African ancestry. I do. I have both, and we've had an ethnogenesis. I'm not a part of a tribe. I'm not a part of a tribe from here or in Africa no more. I've had an ethnogenesis. My family had an ethnogenesis. They've cultivated a foundational Black American culture since the beginning of this nation. Now, some people want to sit around and say that they're a part of some defunct tribe. Hey, knock yourself out if that's what you want to do. But don't get mad at us because we don't want to sit there and pretend to be from some defunct tribe. Yeah? So I don't know.
I think that just comes from a stigma of America has been so, the relationship between Black folks in America has been so estranged over time. It's just like some folks just get in their head and it becomes a thing where they psych themselves out, where they don't want to identify as American, as Black folks. I don't know why. That's just the thing. But for the remainder of us, we all know that we are Black people from the American soil, and our family is foundational. We've been here since the beginning of this country. We built this country. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if you are a Black person from this soil and your family has been here since the beginning of the country, you're foundational Black American. It's just, it's simple. It's not a group. It's not a cult. It's not anything crazy like that. It's just Black American was already a term, was already something that we were just, naturally. And foundational was a term put on the front of it just to give it a designation, so you can understand. It's a commemorative term, you dig? So it explains that we have a long lineage here that laid the groundwork, and it's a respective thing.
Right? Let me see. Let's get some more folks in here, because we do have a lot of folks in the building, and we're ready to chop it up with them. Let's try Django. Django, hop on in, and then we get T. What's up? Django. Oh. No. Django.
Sophie.
What the hell are you doing, Django?
Django over there watching scary movies.
Django, is that you with all that music? This dude done put on a damn sassy pornography flick or something. I don't know what he did. What are you doing, brother? All right. This nigga start bumping the Village People. So I don't know what's going on with him. He's getting some music ready to go to the club tonight. He's playing Macho Man. All right. He's about to meet him a nice fella tonight. All right, let's get CF. Miss CF, hop on in, ma'am. Hey, hello? Ma'am, hello? Oh, man, what are you in there doing? Ma'am, what are you in there doing? What is she doing? She's in there taking her bra off, getting ready for bed. Ma'am, go ahead and take that bra off. She's struggling with it because her back big and it's hard to unhook it from the back. She's making strong struggle sounds. She's struggling to get her clothes off for bed. All right, she's gonna be all right. Okay, let's see who else we got. All right, let's see who else we got. All right, let's get artists create and just get a whole bunch of people in here. All right, somebody who's young. Okay, rolling on the button. All right, there you go. Get up out of here. And her Adam, she looked like she got. They were sniping. I'll make sure y'all not hitting the button by mistake.
overran by different people and a lot of FBAs being displaced. I wanted to speak just a quick question if you had like any solutions on what we can do to kind of combat that, because I'm looking all over through LA, up here in New York, you go to Atlanta, Texas, damn near we don't even have our communities that we used to have, So like, do you have like any solutions on how we can combat that?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing now, man. You got a lot of people, boots on the ground, who's going to these political meetings, community sessions, and letting them know that these politicians are going to have to bring some type of tangible results for the community. They're going to have to start allocating tangible resources for the foundational Black American community.
Yeah.
We're just not going to prioritize all of our resources going to immigration and all of these other things. So we just need to stay on the same path. Keep beating that drum. All right. Let's see. Let's get Anita in here. Let's get Anita. Let's get Tisha. I had Tisha in here.
Hi.
What's up, Anita? What's up, Anita?
Hi. I just well, for starters, I just want to say, like, I've been following. I've seen a lot of your clips and everything like that, and I love what you're doing for the FBA movement. Perfect. But I came in on your live at the end of the Jasmine Crockett, and I heard some things in regards to her being like ghetto and loud, and I'm just trying to understand how did y'all come to that, her being ghetto and loud and ignorant or whatever.
Yeah, not just ignorant, but I don't think she's ignorant. What she does, many people have pointed out, she has made her brand this kind of hood ratchet aesthetic. It's kind of the same thing Kamala Harris was trying to do during the election. She got around Black people and started trying to talk in a Black cadence and start talking about your collard greens and all that. So the issue that people have when she's trying to be a representative, we get ghetto aesthetics, sister girl sass, but with these other groups, there's policies for them. There's tangibles for them. So that's the issue that a lot of people have.
But you
don't just come
like
around us. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm just saying they match her, like they come at her like that. You don't think that maybe sometimes, because I feel like even the way that her comebacks, they may be, I guess, quote unquote ratchet, but I feel like it's still an educated comeback. You don't think that is necessary when you're dealing with individuals that's calling her ghetto? So it's like, okay, if you want to like reduce me to ghetto, I'm going to show you what ghetto means, but I'm also going to do it in like this, I don't know, educated way. You guys don't think that sometimes it's needed?
No, because she does it all the time, even when she's not talking to her white counterparts.
Okay.
She just does that. She was at some concert and hopped on stage doing all that. So it's forced. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it comes across inauthentic because she's not no hood chick. That's the thing.
Right.
She's not.
Right.
Not
I agree.
Hood chick, so,
I agree.
Right. So people are rejecting that the same way they rejected Kamala Harris doing all that make collard greens in the bathtub shit.
Right.
We're good. We're good on that. Don't come around us and you're gonna pander to us by getting into hood tropes. It's insulting to a certain degree.
Right,
you know what I'm
saying? And it's insulting because it almost paints a picture as though this is the only way to relate to Black people, is these negative stereotypes of what a Black person is supposed to be. That's why that ratchetness or gangsterism or just having a certain attitude, reducing us to this low vibration to be able to connect with us and click with us. Like, when that's the only way you can do it, nah, we good on you, because Black people come in many different shades and forms. We not just ghetto, we not ratchet, we not just all gangsters, pimps, and hoes. That's not what's going on. So when you come around us and you assimilate that and you put that aesthetic on, we knocking that shit to the man. Stop.
Saying just give us some policies. Give us talk like you got some sense.
Yeah.
And give us policies. We can respect intelligence. Okay. We like intelligence.
Come on.
Yeah. Now, where you from, dear? By the way, where you from, Anita?
I'm from Rhode Island. So let me
What
also.
you doing in Rhode Island?
Well, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, but I'm originally from Rhode Island.
Okay,
So,
where's your family from?
so my mother's a Black American. My father is Nigerian, but I grew up. My mother raised me though, so I'm everything about my identity is a Black American woman. That's just what I identify as. Although, like, yes, my father's Nigerian, and I kind of had a little bit of that culture, but like, my father didn't really raise me. So like, that's why I say I love the movement. Like, and then even with all of like the Jamaicans, the Haitians, the Africans, they're coming constantly attacking because FBAs want to have their own identity. Like, I don't understand why everybody's so upset. What's up with all the hatred? If Jamaicans can say that they're Jamaican, Haitians can say they're Haitian. I don't understand why foundational Black Americans can't say that they're who they are. Like, so that's when like I watch so many of your clips come down. I absolutely love it. But I have one more question going back to the judge.
I want to pause it real quick. The reason that everybody has their panties in a bunch about us delineating and recognizing and respecting our own lineage is because when we're considered just another generic Negro from amongst the diaspora, everybody can come in and soak up the culture and have no accountability towards who created that culture. You dig? And they could just run rampant with the shit. They can get real crazy, and to the point where you see somebody like a Shabuzi come in looking like a Black American, doing a Black American art form, which is country music, talking like a Black American, using our slang, using our likeness, and then gets up on stage and says, shout out to all the immigrants that made America. That's goofy shit. You get what I'm saying? So that's how people can kind of use us and abuse us when we're just considered another generic African or another generic Negro amongst the diaspora. So that's why everybody doesn't want us to be FBA.
So, as like, would Barack Obama and his wife, Michelle Obama, would she be more of like, is that more of like the image that we want as far as like a representative of the Black community, as far as like conversation speaking, a representative? Is that what we're talking about then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Michelle, and even though, Barack Obama wasn't shit, but
yeah,
Michelle,
he didn't do nothing, but I agree. Mm-hmm.
But I give Michelle something. Michelle presents well. She's always presented herself in a very respectable manner, and I've always respected that about her. So yeah, that's good representation, just the way you carry yourself. That I can respect that. She never got into any of the performative ratchetness and all of that. I can respect that. She's always been very professional, and I can always respect that. And listen, we've always, as foundational Black Americans, we've had the Rosa Parks, the Coretta Scott Kings. We've always had foundational Black American women who knew how to represent.
Right.
There's a time and place, because I'm not knocking the ratchetness. I ain't knocking it. There's a time and place for it.
But I like her ratchet. I don't like there's like, I don't know. I feel like it's so crazy because it's like I feel like there's levels to it. Like her ratchetness, I appreciate it because it's like sometimes you gotta give them that. But I don't like the ghetto, ignorant, stupid. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, because what she's doing, I actually appreciate it because it's like she's educated, so she may be a little ratchet with it, but like she's doing it in a way where it's like I don't know how to explain it, but
no, it's inauthentic, and a lot of people can feel it. Because that's not what she is.
Okay.
And people can feel that. People can feel it. Yeah. But anyway, thank you so much, dear.
Yes, thank you. Yep.
All right, Tisha.
People can feel when you
Miss
ain't
Tisha.
real. I'm telling you.
Hey, how you doing?
What the hell kind of voice is that? Is this a dude?
Gotta be. Trying to play like a woman.
Wait, is this a dude trying to catfish?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Here, giggling.
How you gonna try to catfish as a woman and you sound like Mickey Mouse? You are horrible. You the worst punk on here. You're a horrible punk.
He said you sound like
Dude, you sound like a moist Elmo. All right.
a moist Elmo.
How you gonna sit
crazy.
here and is this bushmeat barrister? Because y'all love pretending to be women.
Oh.
Yeah. How you doing today?
Okay, get the hell out of here. You grown ass man up here trying to catfish.
Yes.
Damn punk. All right, Keish.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Keish. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. First of all, I want to say shout out to you for all the work you've been doing for our FBAs, our fellow FBAs out here is very appreciated.
Yes, ma'am.
The reason that I came on tonight was to make a suggestion that I think that a lot of us have not thought about. It's time that we start researching these so-called Black-owned businesses and boycotting the ones that are not true Black-owned businesses. They are taking us for granted, and they're taking advantage of it. Our Black FBA dollar is very strong, and we can get back at the people that look at us and look down on us by taking our money back from them and making them struggle.
Real quick, I'll just remember the story now that she said that about the Black businesses. See, people, the thing is, people advertise Black owned online. Like, say you looking up a restaurant, I want a Black owned restaurant. It'll pop up as a Black owned restaurant, but when you get there, the people that's in there, the owners, the workers, they're not Black. You know what I'm saying? And I've had that happen, not in an online forum, but I was walking down the street in Chicago. I can't remember where I was at. It was in Hyde Park. But the sign had said Black owned on the door, and when I came inside, it was Chinese people in there, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, not a single Black soul was in that joint. You dig? Like, and I've seen that in a different city and went inside, and it was a Jamaican restaurant. So it's just very weird when people understand that the social aspect of where we want to shop with people that look like us and why we want to do that. So somebody coming in taking advantage of that is that's insane.
See that we do have more power than they try to give us credit for.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, beloved. All right. Let me see who else we got. All right, y'all bear with me. Let me see. Let's get A. Jones. Let's get A. Jones. All right, A. Jones in the building. All right. All right, A. Jones.
No.
What's up, A. Jones?
A. Jones in that tweaking.
Primary.
Not this.
And why isn't people did not want Jasmine Crockett to win? It isn't policy, y'all. It's not her experience, and it's not her incompetence. It's about two things, y'all. It's race and it's gender. Because to this country, a Black person winning is already too much, y'all. But y'all put a Black woman winning, that's double the threat, double the hate. And y'all know what's even sadder and even sicker and even more sadistic? You've got Black men online tearing Jasmine down for her wigs, weave, lashes, ghetto, being loud, throwing her under the bus, doing the goddamn work of white supremacist ideology for free. Still competing with Black women, still trying to police them, still not realizing that her winning is not a loss for you. It is a win for an entire race.
All right, so it's kind of, I feel you in certain aspects, but in others, I mean, you kind of doing like some emotional guilt tripping a little bit, because we ain't gotta like her weave, lashes, wig. I mean, you know, Black folks is gonna joke, point blank period. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have tough skin. Especially as a politician, you can't expect everybody to just be just on your side just because you Black. Especially when we got all of this shit going on with the tethering. You get what I'm saying? And You are foundational Black American, Jasmine Crockett, but if your personality ain't up to par where we like you, you can't just blame that on y'all black, y'all supposed to support me, or y'all acting like white supremacists. That don't make sense. You dig?
We throw that word around ghetto, but what exactly is ghetto? And how come it don't stick to white folks when they do the same goddamn thing? Because when black folks talk loud, dress bold, wear wigs, weave lashes, it's called unprofessional, too hood. But when white folks turn around and cosplay and do the same thing, that same behavior, it's relatable, it's authentic, it's quirky, and it's shared and it's celebrated. Same behavior, different skin, different type of judgment.
Well, I would kind of I agree and disagree, because you know certain people do get let pass as far as being pale skinned. You got the skin to win. You don't have to be held accountable or be called these, for a lack of better word, pejorative terms. Now, on the other hand, we all know a motherfucker like President Trump is ghetto. Everybody knows he's ghetto. You know what I'm saying? And they call him that. The way that he be acting, the way he interacts, the way he talks about policy, his background of what he goes through. You dig? They got pictures of Trump in do-rags and on the cover of 50 Cent albums. You know, like it's just silly. So that ghetto stigma gets placed in other places, even if you're not melanated. You dig? So we not just gonna leave it right there.
So now, this backlash isn't about standards. It's about who they think is allowed to lead. And until we stop internalizing white superiority and projecting it back on black women, we'll keep sabotaging our own race.
All right, we're back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all can hear me. Everything is good. That's gravy. That's good. And don't forget, family, go to hiddencolors6.com. We are at 60K right now. We're at 60K. We're doing good. We need everybody to take it over the top to reach our goal on Kickstarter. Everybody to make Hidden Color 6 happen. This is the most important film of the decade, ladies and gentlemen. We need Hidden Color 6 now more than ever. We got to change the game with this thing. And that can only happen when you, the family, gets involved. So we need you at hiddencolor6.com. Go to hiddencolor6.com, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, a lot of stuff we got to discuss. You know, the first thing we have to discuss, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing we got to discuss, y'all girl Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett was running for office down there in Texas. And what was the guy she was going up against? James, what is his last name? What is that man's last name? What's the guy's last name?
James Whitefield.
Help me out in the room.
James Whitefield.
I can't think of his last name right now. I'm having a brain fart. What's that? Okay, y'all giving me different names.
Spellman.
Tallarico. All right. So she was out there running for U.S. Senate in Texas, and she was running against, he's another Democrat. He was James Tallarico. And she ended up losing. She lost to James Tallarico. She lost to him. And, you know, she was kind of kicking and screaming at first. And she didn't want to concede. She was saying, oh, the Republicans pulled something slick. She was trying to, you know, talk about how the voting district was somehow manipulated, something like that. Man. But she lost against him. And people are questioning what's going to be her next political move right now. What's going to be her next political move? And family, do you know the Democrats blamed her loss on black men? Boy, the Democrats came out, they sent some of their operatives out here talking about, yeah, the reason why she lost, because they don't want to see a black woman rise. They did that whole bullshit that they did with Kamala.
Yeah.
Oh, don't nobody want to see the black woman shine. And particularly black men. Black men don't want to see Jasmine Crockett shine. All the black men was hating on her. All the black men was talking about her weave, and the black man was tearing her down. So they literally tried to go with that talking point. They want to run with that narrative.
I'm just tired of the whole vote for me or you not black enough attitude from our people, the guilt trip and the shaming. That's just, I thought we was past that. You know what I'm saying? How about you just do a great job as a president, as a political candidate, and let us decide. You did. It's been too much manipulation of the black community just off I got the skin to win with other black folks. Like, we ain't doing that. We all seen how that worked out with Obama. We all put Obama in office, and that man just neglected everything about black Americans' needs and wants. Period. He did everything for every other group of people, and turned around and acted like Mike Brown, Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, like all these. It was like the police went on a genocide spree with us, and he acted like that just did not exist, and he catered to every other group. So my thing is, people can't be upset that we have questions. You know, we want to take our time and really get to know our candidates, whether you black or not. That's the whole thing. Stop trying to just make us make the decision. It's like they want to make the decision for us.
Let's be real. They don't want to take responsibility for their political policies. The problem is policy. Let's just be real. Let's break this thing down. What the real problem was. Jasmine Crockett's policy was all about really prioritizing all of these other groups, immigrants, Hispanics, all of these other groups, LGBT stuff.
What did I just say? I don't pre-watch these videos, y'all. So sometimes it feels like y'all may be like, what the hell is he talking about? Or y'all may be like, he's on point. But either way, it's just, bro, I just said that. I'm not bullshitting. Like,
and what's interesting, all of these Hispanics that she would pander to, many of them ended up choosing the James Tallarico guy. They ended up voting for him. See, that's why that black and brown coalition, that's a one-sided myth. And the Democrats, they love pushing that black-brown coalition. And that's to convince black voters to champion immigrant and Hispanic causes. It's never for them to help us. This is a one-way ass street.
And instead of her being real and acknowledging the fact that she tried to blend that whole black and brown thing, instead of focusing on black American struggles down there in Texas, as if black folks ain't going through shit down there. You tried to blend that together and then gonna act like it's our fault that you lost. Man, get your goofy ass.
And Jasmine, she exhausted all of her political energy advocating for pro-immigration policies and all that people of color stuff, and then expected reciprocal loyalty at the ballot box. You see, and these Hispanic constituents, they were like, hey, that coalition, no, we're going for the white man or the white T-man. Let me watch my words here. You see, understand, these people, their anti-black bias overrides the whole minority label. So the Democrats, man, they operate on this naive assumption that all non-white groups view themselves as a unified minority umbrella, and they share the same voting behaviors. and they ignore the reality of deeply ingrained anti-black bias within these non-black communities. I want y'all to understand some of these liberal white tees and liberal people of color, they have been some of the biggest enemies of black people. Do y'all understand that? I had a Zoom meeting with some city council folks earlier. And shout out to this brother who works for the city. This brother, because I didn't even know they were having a meeting about some of our permits at the museum. This brother who works in one of the political offices in the city, cool brother, he let me know. I didn't even know. So I hopped on this Zoom meeting, and he was kind of speaking up. Shout out to this brother. But everybody, the city council people, all white. It was an Asian and a couple of Hispanics on there. And boy, they were, man, when I tell y'all they go out of their way, they've been trying to undermine us at the museum. They've been going out of their way to undermine us, man. These minorities and people of color. Man, I'm telling you, out here in LA, the black businesses, boy, they are doing everything behind the scenes. They do all this shit behind the scenes to undermine us. And then when you go around the area of South Central LA, all these Hispanic vendors all over the place. They give us the runaround, and all of these Hispanic vendors who can't even speak English get over the border. They get permits to do any damn thing. So, and these are liberals doing this shit. You understand? These are the liberals doing all of this. Don't let nobody fool you with all that liberal conservative stuff. Don't let nobody fool you with that. You see? But going back to Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats trying to sit up here and blame black men for why she lost. Let's be very, very clear. That scapegoat tactic, they use that to avoid campaign accountability. See, blaming black men, that's like a default deflection strategy for people who refuse to audit a real assessment of what failed their campaign. You understand? That Tallarico, whatever his name is, that he had a very well-funded campaign. He had an economic campaign that captured a wider coalition across Texas. Shaming black men, that's a way to ignore the structural and strategic deficits of their own campaign.
Yeah, she should be blaming that funky facade of a cosplay ghetto black girl energy that she gave, and she should be blaming that black and brown coalition shit she tried to pull, because none of the Latino community voted for you. You should be staring yourself directly in the mirror saying, I don't know why I tried to do that, instead of trying to blame us.
And the demand for tangibles over performative representation, that was a problem. See, politics is an exchange of power for resources. This is not a high school popularity contest. A lot of black voters, particularly black men, are getting demand specific. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about targeted policy agendas that's going to materially benefit the black community. Yeah, we're not trying to get all these little viral moments and all that hood ratchet aesthetic.
We could care less about the performative bullshit. We need results in our communities. Point blank, period. Because you can see black men coming together and forming their own independent group, city to city, state to state, and making their places, they homes, safe and decent places to live. So when it transfers into political arenas, we want the same thing. Why would we be stomping out here putting in all of this work independently and then go to a system and we still getting fucked over? That don't make no sense, man. You got brothers like the Unity Movement in Chicago. They're really out there pushing and making sure that the people are straight and holding themselves accountable and saying, us as a community, we need to make this a decent and safe place to live. We're taking Chicago back. We're not waiting on the mayor. We're not waiting on the alderman. We're not waiting on the politicians to get their shit together. But when we do turn around over that way and we see y'all still bullshitting, we getting frustrated with that. Ain't nobody, you see how it's playing out. Nobody's going to vote for you, shorty.
stuff she was trying to pull, that's a political dead end. All of those viral clapbacks and all that performative hood persona.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, that'll get clicks and retweets and praise from the liberal echo chamber, but that's not going to translate into statewide electoral victories. And truth be told, that aesthetic is played out. More black people are becoming more politically sophisticated. You understand? So people are demanding more. And also in one of these videos from one of these Democrat operatives, they were like, yeah, these black men, they up here criticizing Jasmine Crockett. They sound like the white man. They sound like the white supremacists. That's a talking point. You notice that talking point comes from the DNC. All right. Y'all know that talking point. That's the DNC talking point. They always tell us whenever we want something, tangible, and we don't want none of these little, what's going on with the sound, guys? How's my sound? Somebody said something's up with my sound. Is my sound good? How's my sound, ladies and gentlemen?
Sounds fine. They phones just fucked up.
All right. Is the sound is good? Okay. Okay. Somebody said it's going in and out. Oh, but some people say it's good. All right. So it's good. Thumbs up. We good. It's better. Okay. Okay. Hopefully it's not going in and out. All right. Hopefully it's not going in and out. Hopefully the sound is good. Hopefully the sound is good. Hold on one second. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. Hold on. Come, kitty. Oh, okay. There's somebody with a troll account. Okay. All right. Did he go out again? What's up, Brother McCall?
Okay, bro finna start letting people in because Tariq be having these broadcasts, but he lets people in and chime in on the conversation. I don't really feel like hearing that. So we're going to close this one. We'll jump into probably more of this or another video later. But make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe. Get over to stonertrap.com so you could check out the merch, the music, the live streams and live performances. This is stonertrap.com right here. This is how it looks. So y'all can get over there. I know I'm always saying it, you dig, but yeah, this is where you find all of everything. All the merch items. All the music when you scroll here. We got new music videos, everything. You dig? And yeah, tap in. I'll get at y'all next time. Make sure that y'all smash the like button and subscribe, dog. I'm still a one, still a one, still a one. I'm still a one, still a one, still a one. I'm still a one, I'm still the one. Yeah, I'm still the one. Roll this blunt in 2 seconds with no rush. I count this paper, use my thumb before you blink, won't get a cut. I'm still the one, not the two. I thought you knew just where I'm from. Out the south side.